Welcome to the Millionaire MBA, a unique course designed to change your thinking patterns from a traditional employee mindset to a new entrepreneurial millionaire mindset. Before we start the full program, please listen to the brief introduction to familiarize yourself with the structure of the course. The Millionaire MBA is an 8-week audio course divided into 2 parts. Part 1 provides the structured learning element and is designed to be listened to every day from Monday to Friday for 4 continuous weeks. Each day is around 30 to 35 minutes long, with the exceptions of days 1 and 2, which run to about 50 minutes. Each day introduces a different element of the millionaire mindset, built around insights and experiences of 25 award-winning entrepreneurs. Part 2 of the course is made up of 20 structured interviews with the individual entrepreneurs featured in Part 1. Again, these 30-minute interviews are designed to be listened to 5 days a week for 4 consecutive weeks. The course also includes 3 special feature CDs which can be listened to at any time. Each day, you'll find a unique exercise to complete in the accompanying workbook. This specially designed workbook has been developed to provide additional information to the course and to stimulate further thinking on each topic. The Millionaire MBA is based on the principles of NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and for it to have a lasting effect on you, must be studied over the full 8-week duration. We recommend that you develop a routine over the next 8 weeks to study the course for 30 minutes every day. This controlled approach will give your subconscious mind time to digest each subject and combine it with the daily exercises in the workbook. We also suggest that as you set out on your entrepreneurial journey, you adopt one of the habits of successful entrepreneurs. This is to keep a notebook with you at all times to write down thoughts and ideas. It's from these initial inspirations that fortunes are made. Sit back and relax and enjoy day 1 of the Millionaire MBA.
The millionaire mindset, in my opinion, is a mix of qualities. 1, it's focused determination. 2, it's about being able to lead and motivate a team, driving towards key focus goals, and always with your eye to the future, but learning from your mistakes of the past, but not being frightened to make those mistakes.
Hello, and welcome to the Millionaire MBA. My name is Richard Parks Cordock, and I'll be with you over the next 8 weeks as you set out on a journey to change your thinking patterns from a traditional employee mindset to that of a new entrepreneurial millionaire mindset. By choosing to invest your time in this course, you've already set yourself apart from the majority of people who fail to take action or develop themselves beyond the mindset that's conditioned into them at school, the employee mindset. You've recognized that success, like failure, is not an accident, but is the result of your own design and efforts. Those who've already achieved success in business haven't done so by accident, but by excelling in the qualities of the millionaire mindset. Few people realize it, but we're actually born with all the necessary qualities of excellence within us. What sadly happens, however, is that as we grow up, go to school and become employees, we lose sight of the essence of these qualities and confine ourselves within our comfort zone. The good news is that we can reprogram ourselves to think differently. We can reprogram ourselves to think with a millionaire mindset. A recognized way to reprogram the mind is to model someone who is already achieving the success you want. Modeling requires you to understand another person's language, actions, habits, and behaviors and adopt them for yourself. Over the next 8 weeks, you'll have the opportunity to study the qualities of the millionaire mindset and hear how 25 award-winning entrepreneurs have turned these qualities into business and personal success. By modeling these successful entrepreneurs, you too will be able to develop the millionaire mindset. As with all things in life, you get out of it what you put into it. The Millionaire MBA is no different. The more of yourself you put into the course, the more you'll get out of it. If you've made the decision to use the Millionaire MBA as a catalyst to change your life, then it will. Your new life will start today. If you simply want to take an easy path through the course and listen to it for 30 minutes a day, then please do so. I'm confident that you'll enjoy it hugely and that the benefit will come at a later date when you're ready to take action. It's important to see the Millionaire MBA as part of your approach to lifelong learning. It's a course that's designed to be studied many times. Again, the more you put into it and the more you listen to the course, the greater the benefit you'll receive. Over the coming years, please make a personal commitment to listen to the Millionaire MBA many times. I assure you, this will help you turn your new way of thinking into a deep-rooted condition which becomes embedded in every fibre of your being, just as success is embedded in the entrepreneurs who feature within this course. Remember as well that success must be worked at. Think only of the world's leading sports people: David Beckham, Johnny Wilkinson, Tiger Woods, Michael Schumacher. They all work tremendously hard to be successful. They train harder than the rest and make huge sacrifices to be excellent in their chosen discipline. Being a successful entrepreneur is no different. It's not easy and it must be worked at. What's true, though, is that success can be achieved by anybody, regardless of their previous academic background and regardless of previous personal or business circumstances. Success is about the future and is about the mind. This course is about your future and about reprogramming your mind. This course is about thinking differently. It's about developing the millionaire mindset.
Think different. It's the Apple slogan. Their advertising has always been think different. It's always resonated for me. I never would have set up Ariadne. I never would have set up First Tuesday if I were waiting for the market to come back, if I were waiting for anything. It's about taking a risk just because of your own instinct and what your judgment tells you at that particular moment. I was also intrigued by this concept of the millionaire mindset because it's, money. And yet what links, I think, so many successful entrepreneurs is not really the money. There's no question that money is a pretty black-white metric. You either have a lot of it or you feel you need more. But the point is that I think that many successful entrepreneurs are driven by almost a need to solve a problem, to prove that they're capable of something. To change the world is the kind of typical slogan. I know that that's certainly what drives me. There's certain kind of philosophical causes that kind of compel me to do what I do. I would do what I'm doing even if I didn't make good money for it, I guess is what I'm saying. So I thought the choice of millionaire mindset was kind of interesting there.
Before we start to examine the millionaire mindset, let's reflect on the opposite of this, the employee mindset. What is the employee mindset? It's a mindset that's learnt at school and continues through our employed career. It's a mindset that's conditioned into us. It says get a job, develop a CV, get a promotion, a title, and move up the career ladder. It's a mindset of over 99% of the world, which is why less than 1% of the world enjoys the true rewards for their efforts. It's a mindset that earns a salary, some more than others, but in many cases one that would leave most people insolvent within a matter of months if they were to lose their job. The employee mindset is about being told what time to go to work and what time to leave. It's one that has to ask their superior for time off. It's one that's typically required to spend 8 hours or more each day being told what to do, working with people that by choice they prefer not to work with. It's a mindset that always has one eye on the door and the other one looking for a new job. The employee mindset, and even worse, the corporate mindset, which by the way is a mindset of bureaucracy, where the word no features more than the word yes, and where there are daily excuses why things can't be done. These are the mindsets that this course aims to change. Let me give you an example of another mindset. Before I do that, ask yourself, what type of person do the following words describe? Passion, self-belief, drive, determination, courage. Vision, focus, hard work. Self-discipline, persistence, tenacity, optimism, wisdom, common sense, judgment, and risk. To me, they sound like words describing somebody you'd want to be. An exciting and interesting person, perhaps a mountaineer, a pioneer, a Formula One racing driver, an astronaut, an artist, an inventor. These are the qualities of excellent people. These are very human qualities. They are the qualities of a mother. When the maternal instinct takes over, these qualities shine through. A mother's passion for her child, instinctive wisdom, hard work like she's never known before, courage to save her child in times of danger, and an eternal optimism that her child will grow and succeed. These are qualities which we all have all of the time. They're inherent in every human being. It simply takes an event to unleash them, an event such as having a baby or starting a business. It's no surprise that entrepreneurs often refer to their business as their baby. Let me give you an example of that.
I remember, it must have been 15, 20 years ago, there was this fantastic picture in front of all the newspapers. There was this little girl in the road and a motorbike coming, and the mother threw herself on top of the little girl and the motorbike hit the mother. And in actual fact, she was saved, and she saved her daughter's life. But it was just such in 2 seconds to think she'd done it, when she threw herself down from the motorbike. And that's because they've got this unnerving belief that their child is the best thing and it can't do any wrong. And I suppose we believe the same thing. If we don't believe in it, we won't do it. If we don't believe the business is right, if we don't believe in ourselves, we don't believe we can create this business, we won't do it. It's as simple as that.
It's also no surprise that these are the qualities of millionaires, the very characteristics that our entrepreneurs identified as the millionaire mindset. Before we examine each quality in detail, take a moment to hear our entrepreneurs, in their own words, share their views on what is the millionaire mindset.
The millionaire mindset is definitely belief in oneself, determination to do things and get things done, and a bit of arrogance, sort of all thrown in together, and just a real belief that you don't have to go to work every day for someone else, and that you can work for yourself better than anyone else.
I think the millionaire mindset is a positive drive. It's a total belief that you're going to make something happen. I'm going to do that, and that's it, and nothing else gets in the way.
I think the mindset is that you want to be successful, and everybody is probably an entrepreneur inside. It's actually having the courage to do it. And we all want more money, bigger house, better car, autonomy, and we've all got ideas of how to build a business, but it's those people who actually do it and those who don't. And I believe one of the biggest success factors is a can-do attitude, actually doing it.
Quite simply, having a brain that cuts through all the crap and goes, right, that is good, I don't believe what everyone else thinks, that is good, that has value, I know that I can do it, and I want to do it, and I go and do it. And I think it's simple vision and motivational kind of thing.
It's a determined mind, people who are competitive, who see a challenge, they see an opportunity. An opportunity is sometimes something completely novel or somebody else's problem, that they can solve, and then they are determined and ruthless and energetic and enthusiastic about pursuing that opportunity, that challenge, and winning it and getting it. And it may or may not come off as they expect, but sometimes it comes off a hell of a lot better than you expect, sometimes worse. But that's an entrepreneur's mind, I think, or a millionaire's mind. And so I don't think you become a millionaire through luck, you get elements of luck. We've all had lots of luck, but unless you win the lottery, of course, you're just filling in a form. But this sort of thing is, you really are focusing on going for something, and you see that all the time with individuals who've done this.
The millionaire mindset, in my opinion, is a mix of qualities. One, it's focused determination. Two, it's about being able to lead and motivate a team, driving towards key focus goals, and always with your eye to the future, but learning from your mistakes of the past, but not being frightened to make those mistakes.
The millionaire mindset, in my opinion, is the knowledge and the wisdom to create something that will succeed. The millionaire mindset is all about taking a risk, embracing that risk, not shying away from that risk, and very much focusing on how you're going to get to where you want to be as fast as possible, and not taking no, can't do, won't happen as a barrier, so that you've got this absolute blind, cross-eyed focus on what it is that you want to achieve and going for it and enjoying it. That's the millionaire mindset.
A multi-millionaire mindset is what you need in order to be successful as an entrepreneur. And I think it is an opportunistic attitude to life, such that you are constantly alive to opportunities that will enable you to accumulate wealth. I think people who focus obsessively on making money quite often stumble. So my view is the multi-millionaire mindset is about generating a business that in itself becomes valuable and your shareholding in it becomes valuable, and the wealth thereby created is a byproduct.
If we examine the main characteristics mentioned by our entrepreneurs, they're words such as
passion, belief, drive, determination, courage, vision, focus, hard work, self-discipline, persistence, tenacity, optimism, wisdom, common sense, judgment, and risk.
No one here has spoken about the need for A-levels, degrees, CVs, or finding a good company to work for. These are employee words and part of the makeup of the employee mindset. Nowhere in this course will you hear entrepreneurs using these words. The words entrepreneurs use represent the true emotions that bring out the best in people, such as passion, optimism, focus, and tenacity. They use words which describe people who achieve greatness, words such as self-belief, courage, and risk. They use words which get things done, such as persistence, self-discipline, determination, and hard work. And words of level-headed and calculated people, such as wisdom, common sense, and judgment. These are the words of entrepreneurs. Let's start the course by examining each of the key elements of the millionaire mindset, starting with the most important of all, passion. If you haven't realized it yet, passion is the one guaranteed quality that's certain to inspire you to do something and to do it well. It's your passion that gives you the edge. Passion and enthusiasm are infectious. The one common trait that all entrepreneurs have is that they're passionate about what they do. They ooze it from every pore. Passion is obvious. You can't hide it. You may have passion in other areas of your life. Passion for your wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, or children. Passion for your football team or for music. Somewhere in your life, you'll know what passion feels like. This is how entrepreneurs feel about their business. It's only with passion for your ideas that you'll be able to find the necessary resolve and grit to push through the inevitable tough times ahead.
I think that passion, or enthusiasm, or whatever you call it, is probably the one common denominator to everything. Because unless you are, and I'm not saying that I'm passionate and enthusiastic the whole time. Sometimes I go, oh, bloody hell, what am I doing this for? I get the same as everybody. Not very often, I must admit. But generally, I'm enthusiastic about it. And I think that the people that I meet who are in business, that is a very common denominator about them. Because unless you are, what you're doing it for, you'll never get you through the hard times.
The most important element, I think, is to be passionate, is to be absolutely committed and passionate to what you're going to do. And I think if you haven't got that, you haven't got a hope in hell.
To be honest, I think that it's all got to do with actually your own freedom sort of thing. And I believe that it's, to begin with, it's got to be passion.
One of the most important things is probably passion. Entrepreneurs are absolutely obsessed and in love with what they're doing. And I think you need that if you're setting up a new business, because it's extremely difficult to do. And if you're not totally in love with the idea, it's very difficult to convince other people, such as suppliers or bank managers or employees.
I guess for me, it's having an absolutely passionate belief in your product or your service. It's really, really difficult to keep doing it and to make the sacrifices that you have to make if you don't ultimately believe that you're gonna get there.
I'd wanted to start my own business for a long time, and it wasn't until I came across an idea that I absolutely, totally and utterly 100% believed in that I that I could sort of, tackle it with real sort of commitment. So I think with me from the start, it was, I never doubted for a second that it wouldn't work. I was so convinced by the idea.
The passion comes across and it's infectious in others. If you come into the office and you're in a bad mood, that's infectious as well. Whereas if you're passionate about your business and that's infectious and it leads and drives the team as well. It's hugely important.
Self-belief is the second trait that entrepreneurs must have. This is beyond confidence. It's a belief in yourself and your business. The enemy of self-belief is self-doubt. For those who haven't yet started on the path as an entrepreneur, self-doubt is most likely the biggest obstacle you'll ever have to face. We examine self-doubt later in the course, but for now, it's important to realize that self-belief and confidence can be built. Simply by increasing your knowledge and experience in an area, step by step, you can develop self-belief. Think of the first time you rode a bicycle. Could you ride it straight away? If you could, you were the exception to the rule. But little by little, with experience and increased knowledge, you learned to ride. You gained your confidence and developed the self-belief that you wouldn't fall off. It's this type of confidence and lack of self-doubt that you need when starting a business.
What you've got to have, and what I had, is complete and utter faith in your idea. And that faith comes across as confidence. And that confidence generates trust from other people and belief from other people because you believe in your idea.
I've got 4 brothers who still drive lorries and work as night porters and things like that. And they have no ambition, no self-belief, no determination, and they just can't understand how I can do it, and they can't. I think it's just really it's the belief that there's better things out there that it can be done. That anybody can do it. Anybody can make $1 million, and once you know that, once you really believe it, you can do it.
I think probably the most important thing is a complete self-belief. I've always, since I started the business, I have always felt that it will work.
If you're not going to believe in it 100%, you can't persuade other people to believe in it.
I think self-belief is a big part of it. Having the confidence to take these risks, as others would see it, but having the self-belief within yourself that gives you the confidence to go and take the big steps.
It's a sort of belief in yourself. It's an I can, not a sort of, oh, should I do that? Is it possible? I can do that. I'm going to do that.
Most of all, you have to believe in what you do, because if you don't believe in what you do, believe me, no one else is going to believe, because it's hard enough convincing others to go along with you. So you have to have passion and determination, because otherwise it's just not going to happen.
One thing I say to a lot of children at school is if your heart is in it, the sky is the limit. If you want to do well, you can do well.
You need desire. You need to want something badly enough that it gives you the drive and determination to become successful. As Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, his 1937 inspirational classic, without developing an all-consuming obsession, a definite purpose, and a burning desire, you won't find the motivation to succeed. Once you have the desire, then drive and determination are fundamental in becoming a successful entrepreneur. You can have all the passion in the world for your idea and all the self-confidence, but without the drive and determination to achieve your all-consuming burning desire, you won't succeed. You must want to become successful, and above all, you must want to create an outstanding business.
I always say the most important thing is you've got to want to get somewhere. You've got to have that desire to succeed. You've got to have that aspiration. And when you have that will, then you find a way of doing it. And that old saying of where there's a will, there's a way. You've got to have that will to start with. going to have that aspiration.
I think you have to have something that drives you to do it, whether it's a desire to prove yourself or the need to survive financially or thinking that you can't work for anybody, whatever it is, you need to do that.
Drive, just the absolute sheer single-minded pursuit of what you're doing. Again, it's so easy to get sidetracked when setting up a business. There's so many obstacles that come in your way, and the right mindset, the sort of millionaire mindset, would approach those obstacles in a positive way, always looking for ways around them, finding them challenging and exciting and rewarding to get through them, whereas anyone that doesn't have that mindset would find it very easy to get tripped up at simple hurdles and give up.
I think the key is determination, because nothing ever goes according to plan, and if people give up too soon, then they just won't achieve.
Determination and confidence, they're almost linked, right? Because if you lose your confidence, you can be as determined as you like, and it ain't going to happen. You've got to be confident about your abilities moving forward and dragging in all of the elements you need to sort of achieve your goal. So whether it's confidence or determination, I tend to use them both all the time. Absolutely determined to do something, and once I enter the field, I am very confident that we're going to give this the best shot possible. And I've always linked it to lots of other elements, of course, but those two.
I think the most important element of a millionaire is self-belief, and determination comes a close second.
First and foremost is pure determination and enthusiasm for what you're doing.
Determination, because you really, really do have to, everyone's going to be knocking you down. There's going to be more setbacks there's going to be more bad times than good times, especially when you're first starting out. So you really, really do have to keep on going and see it to the end, keep persevering.
Entrepreneurs must have courage. Courage to turn their back on being an employee, and then courage to walk a different path and start their own business. As time goes by, entrepreneurs need courage to follow their own convictions and stand their ground against those who challenge them.
Everybody is probably an entrepreneur inside. It's actually having the courage to do it.
It's also about courage, because to be an entrepreneur, you're sort of stepping into unknown territory. There's nobody to say to you, follow me, this is the way to go, this is the right decision to make. So all the time you've got these challenges where you have to decide what you want to do, what you're going to do.
For me, it's been having the courage to follow my instincts rather than anybody else's structure, to have the courage to jump and the belief that you'll create something of value. And it took me years and years and years to pluck up the courage to do in free fall what I'd essentially done in lots of other people's corporate environments. I'd launched businesses for other people for about 10 years before I finally had the courage to do it for myself. So it's about courage and the ability to jump.
Entrepreneurs must have a vision of what they're trying to achieve. Without vision and goals, the entrepreneur has nowhere to go, nowhere to lead their team, and nothing to focus on. Dreams become visions, visions become goals, and goals followed through with action become results. As Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them.
Vision is probably the most important thing of all, I would have thought. But then, there's no good having vision if you can't actually execute it.
The big difference between an entrepreneurial business is that there's much more of a focus for everybody who works in the business, and they tend to focus on you as an entrepreneur, the person who started it. And I think they look to you for that vision. They look to you for a clear target for which they can all aim for.
Yeah, I think it is very important because it gives consistency, and if you keep changing direction all the time, it's quite hard to arrive somewhere. But although the vision might be clear to me, it's often not very easy to explain. And there are different aspects of it, so you can see different sides of it as we develop the business. But people gradually realise it's all going towards one end. So we developed what seemed like different products here, but in fact they're all the same sort of master project, as it will become more and more apparent as we fill in the gaps.
A lot of people have the vision of the way the company will look at the end, or the way the product will look at the end when they've got their Ferrari parked beside the jetty with the yacht bobbing nicely on the waves. But I think it's important to have a vision for all the steps in between. At our company, we knew exactly where we were going each month, all the way out to 3 years. We knew what our targets were, both financial, with people, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was not only seeing the final picture, it was seeing all the steps in between.
Vision isn't important, but it's a bit like going on holiday, getting to the airport, or not having an idea where you want to get to. So you kind of got to know where you want to get to, so you can work backwards to find out, hey, what are the steps to take. If every time you went to the airport, you just went with your bags and said, take me wherever you want, you'll probably end up somewhere you don't want to be. That's why vision's important.
Focus is a critical element of the millionaire mindset. Those who become distracted and fail to focus all their energies on their goals will struggle on the path to success. Focus gives exponential results. Think of the power of the sun when directed through a magnifying glass. With this intensity, the sun has the power to ignite fire. It's this power of focus that gets results.
I think you have to be very astute. You have to be very focused, knowing what is relevant to you and what is going to get you to where you want to be sooner, so that you can easily discard those things that aren't going to take you there. Life is full of opportunities, and business every day is full of opportunities, but you have to make sure you carefully choose the right opportunities, because you can get very distracted.
You've got to be able to focus on what you're doing, not be distracted by other concepts surrounding what you're trying to do, or by people trying to make you do other things.
One that's focused determination.
I think the most important element is probably focus. It's a clarity of vision. It's very easy to get sidetracked into trivia, but I think that once you recognise what you want and where you're going, not to say you're totally blinkered, but that's what you're aiming at. That's the bullseye. That's what you're shooting for, and that's, I think, where the drive comes in.
There's no getting away from the fact that entrepreneurs work hard, perhaps harder than anybody else you know. What's true, though, is even though it's hard work, it doesn't feel like work at all. Noel Coward, the legendary songwriter, once said, "Work is more fun than fun." I wonder how many employees can truly hand on heart say that. Entrepreneurs can.
I think you have to have a very strong work ethic, not be frightened of hard work. I don't believe anybody can be successful without putting in 100% effort and working every hour you possibly can.
I'm a bit of a 24/7 man. I'm fortunate. I do lie awake at night and think about things, and I spend huge amounts of time working. I probably do, one way or another, whilst I'm not sitting at a desk. I will spend probably up to 18 hours a day thinking about my business, plotting and planning, and so on. And I think that is probably, giving it the time. I'm amazed at the number of people I see in businesses who are similar to me, who don't give it the amount of time that I think you need to, and then are surprised why it doesn't work. And you kind of say, well, you have to have that sort of, motivation.
Willingness to work hard. I don't think I'm the hardest worker in the world, but I probably have worked perhaps harder than most employees. So I think you must be willing to do that.
It's incredible, and the hours and commitment that you'll put into it, and you just don't even think about it, till 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, all night if necessary,
I don't see it as coming to work or going to work. To me, everything that I do sort of seems to merge and blend into living, and I enjoy all of it.
Perhaps the most important difference between those who are truly successful and those who fall at the first, second, or even third hurdle is persistence. Persistence is recognized by successful entrepreneurs as one of the most vital ingredients in the millionaire mindset.
I think persistence is the thing.
Persistence is probably the single most important thing that that you'll do.
The alternative to persisting is giving up. So if you're going to give up, then you're not going to be an entrepreneur.
Without bloody-minded determination and persistence, you don't achieve success. So, you have to have that if you're going to be successful.
To me, the most important single attribute is persistence. I think it's the unwillingness to give up and the ability to continue against the odds that distinguishes the winners from the others.
No such word as no. No such word as no, no such word as can't. There are other ways, and you will find them because you will be determined to find them. No such word as no.
I've got a saying, there's no such word as can't, because all you do is you take the T off it, which means you can do it. You can do anything. Anything you try, you can do. And we don't know the word can't, so that can't is no.
It's essential to have a positive attitude and to be optimistic as an entrepreneur. There's no room for negative thoughts and no room to surround yourself with negative people if you want to develop the millionaire mindset.
I always say optimists rule the world, and it's so true. The difference between something happening and it not happening is the belief that it will happen. And I've seen time and time again people who could have made something happen, but they didn't believe it, they didn't see it in their mind's eye, and so as a result, self-fulfilling prophecy, it doesn't happen. And universally across all of successful entrepreneurs and even successful business people that have not founded their own ventures, it's a confidence plus optimism plus persistence. But if I had to choose between the three, I would say optimism, then confidence and persistence.
And we don't view things negatively. If an obstacle's there, it's to be climbed or smashed through. It's not something that would stop us. It's something that we have to sit down, ruminate, cogitate on, and then move forward and get over it.
An entrepreneur must have wisdom and common sense. Wisdom to learn from their mistakes and failures, and common sense to prevent making them in the first place.
Every time you just have to learn. You have to learn from each one as it comes along. Try not to do it again the next time. When I was young, I used to ride a lot. I used to fall off a lot too. But you just have to get back on again, and you just have to, each time something goes wrong, you have to just do as much as you possibly can, as quickly as you possibly can to put it right. And try not to do it again. So, it's all part of the learning process, and it's really important.
We've all had, failures, right? Companies going wrong. I always look at precisely, scientifically, I think I approach my business, commercial life as a scientist. I think I always will. So I always look logically at the facts. Something's gone wrong. I don't try to say, let's blame her, blame him, let's blame it. Because a lot of people do that. They blame things, and it's wrong, actually. You've got to get right to it and say, why did it really fail? They didn't give us enough money. Say, no, it wasn't quite that. You actually had money, the project failed, didn't work. But why is that? Because you designed it wrong. Well, who designed it wrong? Well, he did, that bloke over there. No, but who was his boss? Or me. So you did, so it was you're the director, the manager. So suddenly we haven't made money as investors, not because of the project, not because of the lack of money, not because of the guy, not because of the design of the project, because of you, right? You're the individual. So you got to go, right? We're going to get a new one. And that's how you then start to recover a situation.
Basically, learn the hard way. So you can read books until you're blue in the face, and you can do courses until you're blue in the face, but until you really make those mistakes, you just don't learn it. You don't learn it properly.
Being open to opportunity is without question a key element of the millionaire mindset. Taking an active interest in the rapidly changing world, an interest in other people and their needs, and an interest in other businesses will give you an unfair advantage over 99% of the population. As well as seeing glaring opportunities that others see, you'll see unique opportunities simply because you have your own view or map of the world. No one else sees the world quite like you do because no one else has lived your life and made the connections you've made. It's the millionaire mindset that connects the nodes of the network and thinks laterally to create opportunity.
An opportunistic attitude to life, such that you are constantly alive to opportunities that will enable you to accumulate wealth.
Life is full of opportunities, and business every day is full of opportunities, but you have to make sure you carefully choose the right opportunities because you can get very distracted.
Well, first of all, you've got to be able to spot the opportunity, because I've known people who've worked as hard as me, who were smarter than me, who put in more hours than me, but they chose the wrong opportunity and therefore never made as much money. Therefore, you've got to be clever enough to spot the correct opportunity. Entrepreneurs see opportunity every day of the week, but I say, what's the correct one? Because it's a big opportunity cost. If you choose this, it means you can't do that. Therefore, is this the right one? And being able to work that out is key. And then once you spot the right opportunity, determination, focus, build a team. But I guess the key thing is the opportunity.
Lastly, the one thing that everybody associates with entrepreneurs is risk. Risk is without question a fundamental element of being an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurs don't see it purely as risk. It's more a question of judgment. With judgment, risk can be managed. We'll visit risk later on in the course, but for now let me tell you that employees, in many ways, take on more risk than entrepreneurs. Employees put their income stream in the hands of one employer, an employer that they have no control over. Entrepreneurs, on the other hand, have control over their income stream. They have multiple streams of income and are therefore in command of their own destinies. With all the other elements of the millionaire mindset in place, the ability to take a risk, or more so, the ability to exercise judgment, seems only natural.
Well, that's the very essence of being an entrepreneur, isn't it? Making an informed judgment about risk.
I see it as judgment. Some people might see it as risk.
One man sees a risk, one man sees an opportunity.
People think we take big risks, but we don't. I don't know any of the entrepreneurs I've met that really just take a flyer.
It is judgment. I am a great optimist, which is quite a dangerous thing. So I always think everything is going to work. So I am quite a risk taker. But, I suppose when you've been doing it as long as I have, or as short a time as I have, depending on who you're speaking to and how long they've been doing it, there's a hell of a lot of experience in there. And, judgments come to you much easier. Making the right decision becomes easier as you get older. But I think, the main thing is that more often than not, it comes down to common sense. And that's why I say to people on the phones, if this was your business, what would you do? And most people will make the right decision.
I think at the end of the day, it's about willingness to take risk. If you don't take chances, you don't get anywhere, you don't go anywhere. You have to make intellectual decisions, you have to look at commercial viability and decide what you're going to do. But at the end of the day, looking at all the logical stuff doesn't take you anywhere. It's having that sort of the balls to do it, really.
So you can see, the millionaire mindset is something we all have in abundance. There's only one thing stopping you from achieving the same level of success as the entrepreneurs featured in this course. That's the willingness to take the leap.
I think the secret of success is just really, is actually doing it. There's an awful lot of people who might stand in the pub talking about how to be successful or how to start a business or sit at home watching television and thinking about it, but they don't actually do it. If you're going to be successful, you've got to start a business. And the way you do that is you stop going to the pub and you stop watching television. It's as simple as that. The most important thing in the world for all of us is time. And if we waste that time doing nothing, lying on the couch watching television, then we won't be successful.
The single most important reason I can think of is just that we've actually started. We've made that crucial leap. Yet, despite everyone else's advice that we should stick with our sensible, well-paid jobs, we took the huge risk of handing in our notices and setting up on our own and living on a shoestring budget. And, a lot of my friends are very successful in their jobs and in their employment and stuff, but if they truly wanted to set up a business, I think that the key thing they'd have to do is just take that huge leap of faith and start, essentially. I don't think I've got any kind of magic, abilities that mark me out to be a successful entrepreneur. It's just getting on and doing it.
Summary of day 1, the millionaire mindset. Today you learned about the difference between the employee mindset and the millionaire mindset. The employee mindset uses words such as job, CV, promotion, and salary, whereas the millionaire mindset uses words such as customers, sales, profits, and assets. There is a 180-degree difference in the way employees think versus the way entrepreneurs think. The core of your learning today was around the 12 elements of the millionaire mindset. Remember, these are passion, self-belief, desire, drive and determination, courage, vision, focus, hard work, persistence and optimism, wisdom, common sense, being opportunistic, and using your judgment to take risk.
For your first exercise, you'll need to spend 15 minutes writing down a few things that you feel strongly about in life. This is because if you're going to start a business, firstly, you need to feel strongly about it, and secondly, your idea may come from something you already feel passionate about. Passion, as you've already learned, is the first element of the millionaire mindset. In your workbook under day 1, you'll find 4 tables to complete, the first of which identifies your passion in life. This can be anything from sushi to carpets or trainers to betting, as it was with some of our entrepreneurs. For you, it may be your family, music, wine, theatre, education, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you can identify something that you're passionate about that's important. Table 2 asks you to identify other people who you admire. This course is about modelling other successful people. Therefore, the more successful people you can model, the faster your route to success. Table 3 asks you to write down what you want out of life. This may be personal fulfillment, financial independence, or a successful and happy marriage. There's plenty of room here to write everything you want, and rest assured, everything here is achievable if you put your mind to it. Finally, in Table 4, you need to write down what you don't want out of life. Knowing what you don't want is as important as knowing what you do want. I'd encourage you to spend a few minutes doing this exercise. This will form the backbone of the course, so it's vital that you do it. But if you're like me, you've probably skipped every other exercise like this you've ever seen. Just once though, I actually completed a similar exercise to this, and it totally changed my life. It's the act of doing these tasks and writing things down that makes your subconscious work overtime to conspire towards your success. If you only ever complete this type of exercise once in your life, make sure this is the one. When you look back in your workbook after 20 days of the course, I assure you, you'll see the world differently and you won't regret a single moment. Have fun doing this, and I'll see you again tomorrow.